Good morning, card media. It's RJ back with another video. So let's get to it. Little upfront statement on this one. This one is going to look a whole lot like Monday's video, except there's a huge reveal at the end. So stick with me, all right? Because other than that, almost everything's going to be practically the same as Monday's video. So bear with me. So my random Mike Schmidt item of the day from 2002, Donruss Originals. This is the Power Alley insert. There's a die cut one as well that has this, has a die cut down this angle and along that angle. But this is the Power Alley number to 1500. The reason I'm showing you this one is because this is another one where I screwed up and accidentally purchased this as if I didn't already have it. A little annoyed with myself, but this kind of things happen. So again, make sure before you hit the buy button, you're certain that you don't already have that card, or that might happen to you as well. Today's random baseball item of the day. I mentioned this card set last video, the Upper Deck World of Sport. I figured I'd show off the baseball players in that set, mostly because I've never heard of these guys. I think there's one guy I've ever heard of, but there's about, these are the guys. I'm missing a couple cards, but you know, nobody cares because these guys really aren't known at all. Brett Hunter. I think this guy at least does say he was drafted by the A's. Drafted by Oakland. So, Colin Cowgill, Bobby Lanigan, Andrew Leibel, Casey Kelly, Jason Castro, David Cooper, Daniel Sklereth, I don't know, Jameel Weeks, not sure if that guy, I recognize that or not, Joshua Fields, Brad Holt, Justin Bristow, Danny Espinosa, kind of remember the name, but it's also kind of a common name, Alan Dykstra. It doesn't say, I wonder if that's like Lenny's kid. Doesn't say at all on the back anything about Lenny, or, you know, being Lenny Dykstra's son. Tim Fedorochik, J.P. Ramirez, Beamer Weems. That's an awesome name. Beamer Weems. That is like the best name ever. Jeremy Farrell. I don't know if that's the son of that John Farrell. J.T. Steele. T.J. Steele, I should say. Reese Havens. Jeremy Beckman. Ryan Flaherty. Robbie Weinhart. Kyle Skipworth. Aaron Crow. Garrison Lassiter, Chris Smith, Tim Melville, Jordan Danks. Jordan Danks I heard of. I think he made it to the majors, Jordan Danks. Somebody else might want to correct me on that. And then David Adams. So that was the extent of the various college people in that set. There was nobody renowned. I did look through the actual checklist. There was 375 total cards actually in the set, and again, it spanned multiple sports. So if you want to pick it up, my guess is it can be had for not a lot of money. Just saying. So that was my random baseball item of the day. Today's trivia question, interesting one for you. Of the 30 current major league teams in existence, which team is the only one to never host an all-star game? Send me an email with that correct answer, what you're playing for. Two awesome, legendary Boston Red Sox Hall of Famers. So you could argue Fisk was a White Sox more than a Red Sox, but most of his glory was with the Red Sox. So Carlton Fisk and Carl Yastrzemski. Those are again from the 2003 Topps Gallery Hall of Fame edition. So you can win those cards if you send me an email with the correct answer. I will include my email in the description below, along with a repeat of the question. You will have today and tomorrow to answer. We'll pick a winner on Sunday. Alrighty then. Today, as with Monday, I'm showing off some additional Mike Schmidt collection that I got picked up. But again, there's a big reveal at the end, so stick with me. So from 2005 Diamond Kings, Sluggers relic, HS number 6 out of 50. Got a Not sure if that's a jersey or what it is, like a jacket piece. I don't think it says. It's from a jacket, it says, yep. And this one says, oh, again, it was worn, it was game worn. So, Grand Champions, this is the base version. I got one of the limited versions in the last thing. Cooperstown 2013, the blue one. I got the red one in the last showing on Monday. Here's another one of those stamp ones. This one's out of 39, numbered to 39 because this stamp come out in 39. Another relic from Leaf Century, Leaf Century Collection 2005. Nice little jersey with a bit of a pinstriping there. From 2002 Donruss Originals, the All-Stars insert set. This is the base. There are a couple other limited versions of this All-Star card. And then 2 cards from 2003 Diamond Kings. One is serial number to 1000, the other to 50. There really is no distinguishing mark on them that sets them apart. They look exactly the same, so I don't know how you would know other than by the serial number that you got one versus the other. So those are the random Mike Schmidt items I picked up. But more importantly, something I've been wanting for quite a while now. I'm trying, love watching vintage collectors talk about their cards. Big fan of Mike O. I'm not sure if Mike O even knows I exist. He's a Philly guy. But one thing he did that I kept thinking about wanting to do, but I've never gotten around to doing it. Mike O has a collection of every Topps Phillies card ever made, the flagship brand, that is. So the base set flagship brand out of the main set, no parallels, no nothing. He has a collection, a running collection, I believe, of every Philly card released, including the update sets. I mean, those particular sets, no parallels, no relics, no autos, just that. He goes all the way back to the 51 Topps cards. It's a really cool idea. It's just it's nothing I've wanted to engage in. It's interesting because it is cool because the Phillies over the years have been a pretty poor team. So it's not like if you're going to do this with the Yankees, let's say, or even the Cubs or Red Sox, one of the better, more well-established team like the Dodgers, maybe. It'd be a little bit more difficult. But for the Phillies, it's not so hard. You know, you go back to the glory days of the 50s, you got Richie Ashburn and Robert Roberts. Outside of those guys, there's nobody. And there's really nobody of consequence. Um, there's a couple star rookies. Ferguson Jenkins was a Philly, his rookie card. Um, there was Dick Allen. But when Jim Bunny came over by that time, it's the middle to end of his career, so the cards don't hold the value. But then you get into the glory days of Schmidt, and then some of the cards of the 2008 team don't have the value that those older players do. So it's not a big deal to get it if I wanted to go for it. But one of the things I have been doing, I started the all-time great Phillies set, shown that off a couple times. And I also have gone on my own, gone back and picked up other cards of other stars. Now, if you go back, the oldest cards I have are from about 1909. The E95 Philadelphia Caramel set I'm trying to build. Have over half the set now. I'm running out of inexpensive cards, getting into cards that are going to cost me. They're going to be comic cards eventually. So, anyway, um, I haven't bridged that gap yet, but I've also acquired a couple. In doing that, I've picked up a Gaudi, the Chuck Klein Gaudi, for, got it as a pour one. Got some Leafs and some Bowmans because some of the players are on there. Picked up at the Philly show at T205 once, and just recently got a Grover Cleveland Alexander from a game card back in 1913, I believe. So I've been doing that a lot. There's 2 T206 cards on the updated set. I got to get those. But one thing I've been thinking about for a while is I really would like to get an old Judge or an Allen and Ginter, turn of the century, or in the 1800s cards. And finally I found one, and sure enough, it was a Philly. and I got it. I have myself in my collection now an 1800s era old Judge card that is a Philadelphia Philly. Here is from 1886 or 87, depending on what you know what it is. Guy named Ed Daly, who at one time was a pitcher, but also played other positions for the Phillies. This is an SGC1 new holder. Big pinholes top and bottom. You can see it's a blank back card, but clear pinholes. You can't really see the guy's face either because he's holding the ball like right in front of his kisser there. And it does say at the bottom, it's hard to read, but it is a very clear image compared to some of the old Judges I've seen. And it clearly says Daily Pitcher Phila. And now there was a Philadelphia team in the American Association, but this one is definitely the Phillies because I'm well aware of all the players who played for the Phillies back in the glory days too. So this is an actual old Judge card I own now, from 1800s, showing a Philadelphia Philly. Now there's some big name Hall of Famers. Ed Delahanty would be a guy perhaps that might appear on one of these cards. Certainly, oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name, Thompson. Oh, I can't remember the guy's first name. There's Thompson, Fred Thompson. Oh, my mind's going. But there's a guy named Thompson who's a Hall of Famer for the John Thompson. my brain is shot right now. I can't even think of the guy's name. But he's a Hall of Famer who played for the Phillies. Sam Thompson, thankfully. Sam Thompson was a Hall of Famer for the Phillies. And he has some old Judge cards, but those are easily five-figure cards simply because 1800s and Hall of Famer going together. It's so hard to find those cards in any shape, let alone, this being an SGC1. It was nowhere near a comic card. It was closer to 0 than 1,000. I'll just say that. But something I've wanted to have for quite a while, to have an 1800s era card, and to have it be a member of the Phillies is awesome. So that is what I'm showing off for you today. There you go. So the two trivia cards are behind it, just so you know. So anyway, that's my showcase today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. I'd love to know what you think about that card. Tell me if you guys out there have picked up any of those old Judges on your own. I'm stoked to have this one. It just wasn't one of those things I was necessarily desperate to have, but I kept looking, and this one was up there for a fairly decent price as far as I was concerned. So I snagged it. So I'd love to know what you guys think. Do you have any old Judges or 1800s era cards in your collection of any of your favorite players? Do you try and collect team players from your team from all the eras? Let me know what you think. All right. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for doing so. I really appreciate your support as I try my best to support everybody else in this great card community. All right. We will be back on Sunday with the trivia recap. And remember, you will have today and tomorrow to answer this question. The other ones have already come and passed, but we'll pick a winner on Sunday. We'll be giving out all of those awesome top gallery Hall of Fame cards. All right. Have a great day. See you soon. Take care.